Well, good afternoon. It's Sunday the 9th of June and I've come down to the Scottish Vintage Bus Museum. A bit of a bonus, there's also a truck extravaganza, so there's loads and loads of lorries all parked up behind me. And instead of being a quiet arena, the place is bloody packed out. It's more like a Highland Games fair or something like that. So we're going to take the camera into the bus area and chat as we can. Might not be able to swing the camera as much as normal, so many people here, but we'll try our best. There's a fantastic old bus there for Spitalfield, and vintage bus from Portsmouth and Brighton, and this is the old number 199 to Pitlochry. So even in the 1940s and 50s, this is the sort of bus you would jump upon. And of course it was the famous Alexander buses, which were all constructed in Falkirk and Camelon, yes, not Camelot, but Camelon. And these buses, my great uncle Jock was a bus driver. Might be able to see one of his buses actually, hopefully. And that was one of my early memories from being a child, is getting picked up. I stopped the bus between Merity and Crieff and picked up me, my little sister, my grandmother. So he says, "Oh, I'll save you the walk, come on, jump in, free ride to Crieff." And what a wonderful day that was in the bus. First time I was on a bus ever. And oh, here's the, well, I'm going to say the London buses, but this was for Glasgow. But I've been on these vintage buses in London too. Maybe not quite that Albion motor, no, I don't recognise that one. This is fantastic. Look at these ones over here, Annie. Really, really decent. There's a lot of information too. Look at this. This is fantastic, Eddie. I'm so excited. This is even older, this bus here, I think. Let me just check. Yes. Classic 1932 Albion bus. It was built by Alexander and Stilling Coachworks, not in Falkirk. But most of them were constructed in Falkirk. There's a bus that would take you to Ternent. Remember the sprinter George McNeil from Ternent, and he was a professional runner, but he could have actually won at the Olympics. He was so good, but he was not allowed to compete because he was professional. Dunfermline bus, old steamroller. I'm just giving a quick sort of glance at the moment, but these are the buses I most remember, the Midland Bluebird buses. And this one's Aberdeen. And on the east coast of Scotland you used to get the yellow buses, and on the west coast, Western Scottish, you got the red ones. So if you went to Oban and the likes, these are the buses you would pick up in that part of the world. And I have to say that in the Oban area and Benderloch and all sorts of Cornwall area, they still retain these same colour schemes. And if you travel from Crieff to Stirling, it was always a blue bus. But if you travelled to Perth, Bertha, it was a cream coloured bus. I remember this very well. So I'm just on a quick shoot about here just now, as I say, and then I'll sort of study some of the information myself just for my own pleasure. But let's have a look around. There's a lot of, I was in the museum in Lathalmond yesterday. That was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. When I was a boy, these were the signs that were placed outside the Crieff bus station for local tours and stuff. So there's one that would have happened, the Midland Day Tours, and This is what I would probably remember. Down to Loch Earn, 5 shillings. Leaving Crieff at 10 o'clock, returning at 1 o'clock. Not much for your money there. Bloody take you 3 hours to get there in those days. But up to Glencoe and stuff, so it's an early start, 10 AM, return about 7 o'clock. We did pretty well, but the roads were probably much quieter in those days, so that's the story. Look at all the collection of buses, Annie. A child would be in their element with all these toys, whether they play them or not. They'll probably smash them up rather than play them these days. Well, that's a bit unfair, not all children are low vibrational engine. I had a huge collection of toy cars myself, many dinky cars and everything, but well, they got lost, didn't they? I have to say that when the double-decker bus, the very first time I got on a double-decker, was such a thrill. And I think I was going to Stirling, and a big, huge double-decker pulled in, and the smile on my face, you could not measure it. And I was up in the top deck. And at that time everybody was allowed to smoke, of course, and I was bloody choking to death before I even got to Muthel. This is the London buses are like this. I've been in many of these buses and everybody holds on at the back, ready to just jump off before the bloody bus even stops. And in London, going back to the 1980s, you jumped on and the conductor or conductress would follow around the people who had boarded the bus and try and get their attention and get them a ticket sold. Most people just only one or two stops and managed to get off without paying. London Transport was terrible for that. No one paid a penny hardly. But these are cracking old buses, I have to say. And as I say, made all the better because I remember them so well. These particular models. This radio in the background, I've got a retro model in my kitchen, but my grandmother had this exact model. Probably, well, there was another one she had, which she gave to me. It was a suitcase, small suitcase, and you just clipped off the two pegs and lifted up the lids, and inside was the radio set. And I always remember, I think I've mentioned this before actually, and fiddling about to get to Budapest and Radio Luxembourg and Copenhagen and all that sort of stuff. It really was wonderful. And look, the smart attire, and this is not a million miles, a million years ago, this is just of late, but everything's gone to pot now. Everybody's a scruffy bastard, especially post office staff. I notice they're the worst. And the stagecoach drivers are not very well turned out either, but I suppose if they have to get up and start their work at 5 in the morning, they might not have time to bloody dress properly. Although in saying that, Annie, my father was up and dressed and had to wear his smart uniform, didn't matter what time they started. No, they started at 3 o'clock in the morning at one time, but most of it was 5. Here we go, Spitalfield. So this is Perthshire. But isn't it wonderful? Just for interest, there's a few of the rear shots of some of the coaches that we took from the front. And I have to say, these are absolutely gorgeous buses. I mean, this is just fantastic to be travelling around Scotland in one of these. And this bus here, it's a different one from McClellan's of Spitalfield. It's a truly marvellous bus. In fact, I think they used to come out in the summer months round about from Crieff to Killin and Aberfeldy in this particular bus. I recall that from about 10 years ago. There's a famous bluebird symbol for Alexander W. Alexander and Sons Limited of Falkirk, as I was saying earlier on, where done all the construction of these fantastic buses. Such a delight, Annie. In the uniforms of the drivers and stuff. But I mean, it's a lovely place to come and visit, I have to say. And I didn't have any cash, I only had a card, and I said to the girl at the gates, because it's rather busy with traffic, all queuing in to get in here. And it was open at 12:30. So I was here sharp, and I said, I don't have any cash, I only got a card with me. She said, oh, just on you go, don't worry about it. So, I don't know, I feel a bit guilty about that, but I seem to always have these moments of people saying, just, I must have a very kind face or something. Or maybe it's my, all the kindness I've given out in the world's coming back to me. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's some sort of good karma for all my losses in life. So this old Bedford truck here, the McBrain's one, the shipping people, ferries. This Bedford is something that's in my heart, because this is the sort of lorry I used to sit in the cab in summer of 78, 79 and 80. And on the back it was loaded with crates of lemonade and other tin products, you know, cans of juice and stuff like that, and this was all stacked up. And we drive around Perthshire as far as Crieff, delivering to all the little shops and garages and everything, and even some pubs and stuff like that, and it was a wonderful time. It wasn't a great deal of money I got for doing it, but nevertheless I got a chance to get out and see the countryside each of the summer times, and also what happened is it actually cured me from my travel sickness, something I suffered badly from when I was a child. I couldn't go anywhere without being travel sick. So I'm very happy that this Bedford assisted me in, you know, travelling. I can go anywhere now without even having a tummy upset. But I think my record was getting from Crieff, the family home, to Ochtertyre before I was sick of all of my brothers and sisters on our annual holiday heading to Tynebrook, I think it was. Bertha had her own transport system as well. It's something I don't think that looking at the well, the bus was fantastic, but I'm quite sure that looking through the glass to the miserable faced passengers all from Bertha, I'm sure that would have been the case. Lovely old character of a bus there, rattling around about the streets of the city. the old pipers, eh? A single to Dunfermline, please. Pretty good. Wonderful, Annie.